I really miss radio, and I'll tell you why it's important. Context first, I am a New Jersey kid, which means all my field trips were into Manhattan. We would go to the Twin Towers. That's an old reference for some of you listening. But I lived close enough to New York City that I was within the media radius, which means my television stations were like WPIX. We would watch Star Trek, The Honeymooners, The Odd Couple, and if you were really staying up late, then you would hear the music to MASH, and then you were really going to sleep after that. And also the radio stations. I grew up in a time where hip-hop was the thing to do. We had WBLS, Kiss FM, Hot 97. And the important thing about radio, it was a synchronous medium, which means we were all listening to the same thing at the same time. Go even further back, the 80s, Thursday night, The Cosby Show, Cheers, A Different World. So your Friday conversations were informed by the thing that we all watched last night. That is a communal experience, and I miss that. They say loneliness is at an all-time high, and I can see why. The ability to listen to any song at any time is cool, but I think it's outweighed by the cost. We're not listening to the same thing at the same time. So what are we talking about? Social media is antisocial. And the thing to understand is there's no more eye contact. Think about that. The windows to the soul. You're not even looking at each other. You're looking at your phones. And you may be thinking that you're looking at each other because you're seeing pictures of your friends, but you're not actually looking at your friends in their eye. How has this impacted education? Well, we needed asynchronous during the pandemic. We needed people to be able to do what they had to do in the time they could do it. Outside of emergency situations like a pandemic, synchronous wins. How else do we synergize? Synchronous is way better than asynchronous. I'm going to tell you who thinks the opposite. Marketers. You spend more money when you're operating on your own time. So if a series comes out on a streamer, you'll spend more money if you're watching it in your individual silos, but at the expense of what? Real connection. So I say all that to say, as a kid who grew up in the time where Jay-Z was Jay-Z and would go up to Hot 97, bars after bars after bars, live sessions. And if you were listening to it on your way home from work, you just were in the experience. And what were you going to talk about with your friends on the phone? Those experiences where we're together and they're important enough to talk about are becoming fewer and farther between. So go to the concert, show up at the amphitheater, go see a play, drag your friends to it, and put your phones away and look at each other in the eye and talk about it. So I miss radio because it was a thing that we all experienced at once. It binded us like the Force.
Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
I'm Bryndan Moore. Subscribe to the Black Futurist podcast and keep watching.